The boys and I ran a marathon. For no reason.
Never fucking do that shit again.
Here's how we did it, and how you can too. Now, the goal of Wise Down Research Company is to research mental toughness for men. We're trying to make us dudes mentally invincible, because no one else is doing that research right now. So I thought this was going to be a video about how running is good for mental health, and how even one run has been shown to improve mood and self-esteem while reducing stress and feelings of anxiety and depression. And I was going to make this hilarious joke about how the one time researchers could find where running made mental health worse was when they studied the PACER test, which you would find hilarious if you were a high schooler in the 2010s, just like I was. But that wouldn't help you run your own marathon or whatever big goal you have in mind. Instead, this is a video about behavior change, because as soon as I signed up for the marathon, I started training immediately, and I was consistent all the way until race day.
Day 3. Day 4. Day 4. 93 days to a marathon.
I missed some workouts for sure, but I was consistent overall, and I don't know why. Because normally I am not that consistent. So here's what I did to effectively change my behavior on day 1 of marathon training, and the science behind why I think it worked, so you can use it too. Let's start with what I didn't have. I didn't have a purpose. In fact, none of the guys did. When asked why they're running this marathon, we all said the same thing.
Pretty much running it because of Dalton, and I made a drunk decision. He drunkenly convinced me.
It was one night where I got heavily intoxicated, and my friend Dalton asked me to sign up, and I did.
Dalton called me, and he told me that he'd made a drunk decision to run this marathon, and he asked me if I wanted to do it too. Okay, why are you running this marathon?
Dalton got drunk, and now we're running a marathon. This is interesting because there's a decent amount of research about the importance of purpose on goal achievement. One study showed that students with a sense of purpose were more resilient and persistent in achieving success than those without a sense of purpose. I also didn't have expensive preparation. I ran in these shoes, and I wore $20 knockoff Pit Viper sunglasses because I think they look cool. My total clothing cost was $123. I had the free version of Strava to track my miles. I didn't have a fancy watch or anything like that. I also didn't have a coach or a custom training plan. I just downloaded the first free 12-week marathon training plan I could find on Google and went with it. According to Full Circle Endurance, the low average of spending to run and train for a marathon totals around $1,487. My total spend was $314. Good gear is important for sure. But all of this is to say that the key to changing your behavior probably isn't $40 running underwear, which actually exists. Here's what I did have. 1, accountability with friends. I'll be real, 2 weeks before this race, I really wanted to back out of it. There's a study that shows that telling your goals to people you look up to or you respect can improve your chances of achieving that goal because you fear them looking down on you if you fail. That was in full effect here. I also had a detailed plan. That free marathon training plan I downloaded was awesome. It made it so much easier to go for runs because I didn't have to think. I just woke up and did the scheduled workout. And research backs me up here, showing that having a goal with a plan improved engagement, focus, and performance. Third, I had some urgency. It's pretty easy to put off changing a behavior, but I didn't have that luxury. I signed up for this marathon with 16 weeks to train. I hadn't run in about a year, so I needed every workout. In psychology, some people call this a temporal landmark, but that's just a fancy way of saying deadline. If you were ever a student with an exam coming up, you know the power of a good deadline. Research shows that students increase their study time as a deadline comes closer, which could suggest that without the deadline, that increase in effort wouldn't occur. The study also mentions that deadline could increase anxiety, to which I say, no shit, that's the point. And then finally, I had a reward system in place. For me, that was Strava. And maybe that's just my millennial Gen Z brain just wired to love posting shit on social media. But posting a workout feels really good, as does getting kudos from your boys. Research shows that as a behavior is rewarded over and over again, the neural mechanisms that control that behavior actually move in your brain. They start at the part of your brain that controls conscious action. Those are behaviors you have to think about as you do them. Over time, as the behavior gets rewarded and repeated and rewarded and repeated, the mechanisms that control that behavior move to the part of your brain that deals with voluntary movement and understanding your surroundings. At this point, the behavior is a habit. It's automatic, and you don't have to think about it in order to do it. And I felt this. At the beginning, it took me so long to get out of bed and go for a run. But after those runs, I'd feel rewarded. I feel like I'd made progress and I'd feel accomplished. And I'd get to post a sick workout with a super funny caption to my 3 whole Strava followers. After a couple weeks of this, I'd just wake up, lace the shoes, and run. I didn't even think about it anymore. So let's get you started on your marathon, or whatever big goal made you click on this video. And if you've liked the video so far, then consider subscribing. If you've set goals before and you haven't been able to get consistent, then you and I have a lot in common. Look at us. Ha! So first, for me, it was start with a goal. Easy. Goal. Second, only tell people the goal if you fear their judgment. We know that telling lots of people your goals undermines actual effort. I had people doing the goal with me, so I'd get severe FOMO if I didn't finish it. That worked for me. Third, give yourself a deadline. If it's an external one, like my race was, even better. Fourth, reward the small wins. Rewarded behaviors are repeated behaviors, and repeated behaviors get easier over time, which means you can be more consistent. Fifth, don't wait to get started. Lots of people wait for that feeling of purpose to start. And if you have purpose, that's awesome. Remember the data before, a purpose can be helpful. But if you don't have a purpose, start anyway. If I can run 26 miles because my buddy had one too many mimosas at Sunday brunch, then you can definitely do anything for any reason. I've seen a bunch of YouTubers make videos about running marathons, and every time it seems to be the same thing. It's, I ran a marathon and it changed my life. And that's great, I love those videos. But this marathon did not change my life. My proudest moment from the race was managing to rip a fart at mile 21 without shitting myself. What did change my life was day 1.
All right, day 1. That's it.
And then week 1 and then month 1. It was those first workouts and the days when it was raining and cold and I was tired and I still ran anyway. It was the days when I was nervous to go for a long run and I couldn't sleep, so I'd just get up at 4 in the morning and start running just to get it over with.
There is no part of me, not a single part of me, that wants to go run 16 miles right now.
Don't run a marathon. Go have the best day 1 that you possibly can. Because great day 1s turn into great week 1s, and then great month 1s. And then eventually the marathon just comes. So good luck. You got this.
Oh, that's fucking gross.